Do you want to see how we rigged our 4th Highline in Iceland? Check out how to think outside the box on this episode of How Not to Highline. Hi, I'm Ryan Jinkson. Welcome to my gear closet. And by now, you probably know that I got this puffin hat in Iceland, where we established 5 new lines in a week. Check out some clips from our trip. Step 1 to bolting. Remember the drill. Step 2, wait for Dotty's wife to bring it to us. Okay, so our 4th Highline was the highlight of our trip. We got to Highline on a glacier. And that glacier was in the Skaftafell area, which I'm sure I'm saying wrong, and was about 30 meters long and was cleverly named I Call Seconds. Now the Czech team about 3 years ago also rigged a highline in this area. And the glacier guide, who was also with them, told us it was about 60 meters higher. Now you hear about global warming and the ice caps melting, but until you're on a glacier and see that only 3 years ago the other highlining team was 60 meters higher, does it really sink in that those things are disappearing. In fact, they lose about 2 inches a day, but so was I when I was standing on that glacier. Now, I'm not saying that everyone should move from the coastal areas, but eventually we will. So if we actually are the cause of global warming, we might want to minimize it. Otherwise, no one else is going to be able to highline on glaciers. Now, I know I need to hurry and show you how to rig glaciers before they're all gone, but I want to show you a few things. Just today, did I get in the mail a shirt Dotty sent me for Slackline Iceland. If you want to pick these up, they're about 18 bucks. Message him on Facebook on Slackline Iceland. We also got in the mail today an original drawing from Shantae. Now this is the original, but you can buy prints and other art from Shantae on slackademics.com under the art section. Check out her art and her websites on slackademics.com. Okay, so now let's get to how we rigged that line on a glacier. Okay, so this is probably in the ground about 12 inches and it's in a V shape. And then we thread the rope through. With a hook that comes on one side, and then you put the rope in the other. And then we just made, we used the same rope, but we made independent points with all that. The steel beaners, typical sliding X with the whoopies, yada yada. But it's kind of slopey. I don't have my crampons on. In order for it not to rub, we just kind of A-framed it up a bit, so it doesn't rub. And that's the other side, which is pretty much the same thing, and I'm not walking over there. All right, today we're here with Yone, with no D. Thank you for hosting our glacier line.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Tell us, how strong is this anchor?
The weak link is the rope, but the ice is stronger.
Well, we hope the rope is strong enough. We got the skinniest one we could. Are you going to try to get on?
Sure.
Sure.
I'll slide along.
He must think the anchor is good. Are you cold?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
The glacier guide is cold. Can you imagine how Kim feels? Kim, stop stepping on the anchor.
With crampons.
With crampons.
Ask him why we don't have padding.
Why don't we have padding?
Because ice will not cut ropes.
Ice will not cut ropes. What about all the gravel in the ice?
That might cause some abrasion. Yeah.
What about the crampons I stepped on it with 3 times?
That's possibly something that can cut the rope.
That's a problem. So you definitely shouldn't highline.
You have anything to say?
Yeah. Don't step on your anchor with crampons. And don't step near the edge without them.
How not to highline on a glacier. Don't lose my puffin. You lost my other hat.
I really want to be close to that.
Beer's in that. experiencing some technical difficulties in this intermission. Just want to show you Svínafeljökull. This is the glacier where they filmed everything north of the wall in Game of Thrones, as well as Disney's Frozen, Interstellar, and Batman Begins. And here we have the native puffin of southern Iceland. This diverse species thrives in the crevasses of Svínafeljökull. It has no natural predators, though its own stupidity in walking over crevasses is the largest cause of its death. This last of the giant puffin is hoping to find a mate and performing a last walk over a crevasse in desperate search to produce offspring. Will it survive? We must watch. This flightless bird has unsuccessfully retrieved a mate. He will now return to its natural habitat in the upper hills of Vatnajökull until next season. For now, it is performing its ritual dance of solitude. This has been David Attenborough on the BBC. Good night.
Stoke is high. I just walked in a puffin hat. And being that it's midnight, we sure have quite the crowd to enjoy this stuff. Because if I was out here at midnight by myself, sure as fuck wouldn't be walking. Even though the line was named I Call Seconds, somehow I ended up going first. But after thoroughly testing an anchor I didn't understand, I lived. So everyone else got on. And now that I've seen ice V-threading for 5 whole minutes, I am a self-declared expert. No, I'm just kidding. But some interesting things. Yanni used a 23mm drill bit that was 18 inches or maybe even 2 feet long. And it's really important to make sure you're drilling through rock-hard ice and not just a thin layer of snow or loose ice that can be on the top. Now we made sure each V-thread was being pulled evenly so nothing had too much pressure on it, but if one were to blow, it wouldn't extend out because we were using whoopies and made every single V-thread independent. You shouldn't V-thread ice unless you know what the hell you're doing. Therefore, you shouldn't highline. Hey, thanks for watching, but please don't go rig your first highline after watching some guy you don't know in a puffin hat show you how to do it. But instead, watch these videos so you understand what you're seeing when you go with somebody who knows what they're doing. But until then, check out these other episodes and don't forget to subscribe.